Welcome to your daily dose of theological German, where a sentence a day keeps the dissertation detractors away. And we're looking at this book here, The Kingdom of God and Christendom. We are on installment number 14 in this series. I think this series is going to go past our usual 15 because I'm doing excerpts from Ziefle's Graded Reader, and I want to get to the end of this excerpt, which I don't think we'll get to on tomorrow's episode. So we'll just maybe make it a 20-part series. That's okay. German is German. We're here to learn. So. Okay, what do we have here? This is a much more straightforward sentence than what we've been seeing. If you've been watching the last couple of days, we have been through a couple of doozies, I have to say. And you know what? I actually record all of these episodes usually on one day for the whole week, and then I just release them with a schedule. And so by the time I get to episode 4, recording all on the same day, man, my voice is kind of starting to burn out and I'm starting to get tired. And, it's like, so the point is, we all deserve a break. You deserve a break for watching the episodes the last couple of days. I hope you found them informative and helpful and that they weren't confusing and convoluted and rambly. If they were, please do make comments and give me feedback and I'll adjust accordingly. But anyway, this one's much simpler, and so we're all going to just enjoy a nice quick one. Look at this. Jeremiah represents, oh, how good, subject, verb. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, object comes right next. Look at that. The simple. Okay, well, now this is getting a little complicated, sort of, at least in terms of what we're reading. Einfache is actually an adjective, which means simple, but it's got this article, so you know it's being used substantively, and it's accusative, so it's the object. But it needs some kind of filling out, because the simple, the plain, the straightforward. But what exactly? It feels like it's modifying some bigger thing and then being used substantively. And so you got to look in the context. And you might remember way back on the very first episode that we heard how Ezekiel, I should say first episode of this series, Ezekiel also represented something. It was the same verb here. And he represented a particular form of prophetism that was then described in terms of being visionary, etc. And so I think what's basically being said here in that context is that Jeremiah represents the more straightforward form of prophetism. And so for the last couple episodes, Jeremiah and Ezekiel have been being compared to each other as well. So that's all in the context. So I think that's what's going on with this substantive adjectives. He represents the more straightforward, or not even more straightforward, but just the straightforward prophetism. And then you have some relative clause here that's going to kind of modify what it is that makes it kind of straightforward, which holds. Now here you have a reflexive, okay, right? So sich halten. Now you can go look that up in your dictionary. This is a particular verb where it's hard to see exactly what the difference is between the reflexive and the non-reflexive because they get used usually in the same kinds of contexts. And so sometimes, and this would appear to be a candidate, the reflexive here is just stylistic. It would mean the same thing if it didn't have sich and as when it does have sich. If there is any nuance, it's very slight. It doesn't drastically change your translation. So see, again, it's like reflexive week here. We've had a bunch of these, and they've kind of been more in-depth to pick apart. But hey, look at this. A reflexive that doesn't even count, basically. We can just translate the verb and move on. So he holds to the given facts, and that's what makes him kind of straightforward, right? Ezekiel's having visions and all this stuff. Jeremiah just looks at the facts. You know what? Anyone who surrenders to the Babylonians, that's who's going to live. That's his vision. So, there you go. As always, I hope you found that helpful, and please do like and subscribe and share with all your friends and leave comments and tell me what I should do better or worse or anything you want to say. Really, I just need about a few seconds at the end so I can put up the end screen with the suggestions for other videos and so forth. But anyway, have a good time.